This is really hot. Rhubarb, I've got to pick some more of that. Our strawberries, they haven't done that well. Oh shit, there's a tick on me. I just felt something crawling on me, and I don't know if you can see that. That tick was crawling on my neck. Kill him. We've been getting a lot of ticks around here lately. I have to check the dogs all the time. So anyway, this is our raspberries. We planted these last year, and look at them. I picked a variety that was, it grows well in Manitoba. We are in Ontario, Canada, growing zone 5B. And I figured if they survive in Manitoba, they'll do well here, which they have. So when we got them, they were bare root, and we transplanted them. And I pruned them last year, or excuse me, I pruned them this year in the spring. And yeah, they're really doing well. Actually, I brought my bowl because I've got to pick some of them. Oh, they're really good. I pick enough, put them in the freezer, and keep picking until I have enough for jam. So I'm just gonna walk over to the vegetable garden. There's my dog Chief and my chickens. And there's Otis. He's really hot. It's boiling. It's about 28 degrees Celsius here today. And I filled up their pool for them because it's really hot. So for the garden tour, we actually planted this, I think it was June 10th. So our last frost date is generally May 24th, but we've been burned before. We've had tomato plants killed by snow. I think we planted our garden 3 years ago, May 26th, and we ended up getting snow May 28th. So we lost 67 tomato plants that year and 40 pepper plants. So we've got peas, and yeah, they're usually cool weather. You can plant these in April, but we always just plant them with the rest of the garden. We've got pumpkin and squash. There's squash down at the end and some pie pumpkins. We have green beans. We're having a problem with cucumber beetles right now. We had these under row cover. I don't know if you guys get cucumber beetle where you are, but they are such painers. If the larva doesn't eat the roots, the cucumber beetles eat the leaves. You can see some damage right there. And then they also carry bacterial wilt disease. So there's a leaf up here I'll show you. So this variety of bean is Valentino. It's a market variety. I can them, so they do hold up nicely. But see this damage right here? Where'd that one go? Oh, beetles flying everywhere. That's an example of what they do. It's terrible. There's... So anyway, we've got... I don't know what the cucumber beetles are doing on the beans, but look at them here. You can see them. Awful. They're eating all of the flowers. That's what they do too. They're on our pumpkins, they're on the squash, they're on the beans, cucumbers. So these cucumbers are actually a pickling variety. I just grow the pickling variety now. I don't bother with the English cucumbers anymore because I make relish out of everything. I make relish out of the little picklers. I make all my cucumbers or all my pickles out of those. God, look at the damage here. Oh, that's terrible. I tried to put some sticky strips down, but it doesn't really do much. There's so many of them. We also have our onions. We grow these from seed. And we have sweet onions, so we've got Walla Walla. We also have ones called Candy. This row here, that is red onions. Sorry, I should have brought my glasses down for this. Oh, Billy. Hi, Billy. Seven dust. Okay. Yes, I'll definitely have to look for that. But you know what? It's really hard to get that stuff up here now. Any sort of pesticide or anything like that, they've taken most of them out of the stores. I'd really love to dust them with that stuff, but anyway, I'll see if we can find some. We also have our potatoes, and this variety is Kennebec. This is the only variety we grow because we find that they store really nicely. Then we have our cabbage here. We've got a row of green cabbage, and we have a row of red cabbage here. And in between, we've planted marigolds from the seeds that I saved last year. So I'm really hoping that they deter those cabbage moths, because the worms just annihilate the cabbages like they did last year on us. Then we have some dill and basil and some cilantro. I'm gonna get in here. That wiping out over the fence. So last year, my dill didn't take, and I had to use dry dill for my pickles, but that's okay. It worked. The basil's looking beautiful. And then cilantro. I'm gonna have to pick some of this soon. We also have little snapdragons. So we usually plant a couple rows of those, and they smell really pretty. They're just starting to come out and flower right now. They smell like apple bubble gum. God, these bugs are bad out here. I really should have brought my glasses out here, Billy. I can't. I'm having a hard time seeing this. Oh, potatoes and onions and cabbage. Yes, definitely. My favorite. I can fry some potatoes with onions. And then, so we've got 4 rows of corn. And this is called Luscious, the corn, and it is. It's absolutely great. It's best to plant, if you're going to plant corn, sometimes people just plant one row, but corn is wind pollinated. So if you are going to plant one row, it's best to plant it in a block instead of just one single row, because otherwise they just won't, you won't get the ears of corn because the pollination will be very poor. We've got some lettuce here, and this is kale right here, a little baby kale. So we've got those and some succession planting here. We've got some butter crunch lettuce. We've got romaine lettuce. And this was spotty germination here with just the mixed greens. And more kale. We love kale. And spinach. We had some spinach in a salad last night. You can see it's starting to bolt. It's just been so hot. And spinach loves, oh, there's cucumber beetles right there too. And spinach likes cold. And then we have our peppers. I grew mostly jalapeno peppers this year. And there's a few hot banana peppers because I am just going to make a lot of cowboy candy. Isabel loves that. And the hot banana peppers will be made into pepper rings. And we did have mosaic virus last year. I'm seeing, I don't know if this is from them being dry. I just don't have mosaic. No, not mosaic, sorry, blight. We had a terrible blight last year. And I don't know if that's dryness, overwatering, or hopefully not the blight. Yeah, this doesn't look good. Look at that. It's always so 50-50, isn't it, whether your garden's alive or dead. Also, our tomatoes. We have a few varieties, mostly San Marzano, because I like to make sauce and canned tomatoes. These have been doing well. Let's just hope they don't get a blight. We've actually made a little solution. We got it on the internet, off of the internet. It's called Bordeaux mixture, and it's a mixture of copper sulfate and hydrated lime and water. And there's a specific way that you have to mix it. And we're going to spray that on the tomatoes because they don't seem to have blight yet. Touch wood. Gotta touch some wood here. So it's a preventative spray. So we're going to do that. We'll do it this evening. It's just too hot. So these tomatoes, no, these ones right here, are a pineapple tomato. And Jess from Roots and Refuge, she said that's one of her favorite varieties, and I actually found it this year. So we tried a few of those. And let's see. Mostly San Marzano. There's a, oh, we got a little red tomato here. This is a Roma tomato. Let's see, it's got a little red one there. Oh, nice. So yeah, so that is the garden tour. Our garden is 125 feet long by 25 or 35 feet wide. So we actually have quite a bit here. So we'll go down, I'm going to go down and show you some other parts of our property. You can see that tall grass over there. I let it go wild, and I wanted the native species to have a little bit of a habitat. And my honeybees died in the winter, and I haven't gotten any to replace them. What I was hoping to catch a swarm. And I've set up a little swarm trap and nothing so far. Oh, here's our compost pen here, but was a pig pen, and you can see all the flowers I've planted. There's a lot of weeds in there too, but sunflowers and calendula and zinnias. You can see some of the calendula. And then again, I just mentioned before, the rhubarb, strawberries. They didn't do that well this year. And our raspberries, got my bowl to pick some. They did really well. I was tying them up, and I had to miss this spot because there was a little, where did it go here? There was a little field sparrow's nest. Oh, here it is. There's my rooster. So you can see that little nest there. She had 4 little babies in that tiny little nest, and then they flew away. And so we've got our orchard. I have to cut the grass. It's like a hayfield out here. But we've got our orchard. So this is fireside apple tree and our sour cherry tree. I didn't get a sour cherry because the birds got them all. And we have a russet apple tree here. I'm gonna have to cut some of these lilacs back because they're competing. We also lost part of our tree. You can see, hopefully it lived, but I don't know if it will. From the ice storm. We had a terrible ice storm this year, and it was, our area was declared a state of emergency. There was just so much damage. So we lost part of our cherry tree, but it gave us cherries this year. We have Empire apples, so we've got 3 of those. And so they're doing really nicely with apples here. See? Hopefully they don't get a scab like last year. We have an Italian plum tree, and some of those have kind of dropped off. They're much better on this one. Can you see them? So I'm hoping to get some for jam, just for canning. This is our newest tree. It's a sweet cherry tree. I just got that for my birthday. What else do we have? Then my currant bush here. Birds have been loving that. There's another little one. They wiped that out too. Some more strawberries. I have to get in here and weed. It's a bit of a nightmare with all that bindweed in there. Sage. I had to stay out of this too because there was another bird's nest in my sage. I've got oregano. I just let that go to seed. Got lemon balm. That's gone to seed too. I got to cut all this stuff back. Garlic chives, some thyme, and some chamomile. It just looks like a weedy mess, really. And then we have blackberries. And I'm gonna have to put a cover on these because my chickens will eat these blackberries. And then we've planted sunflowers in here. We had to put these screens up here for the chickens because they would annihilate our sunflowers. And then our Concord grapes. So I pruned these this year and cut them quite far back, and then took so long for them to grow, so they didn't flower. So the only grapes we're going to get this year are these ones. So maybe next year we'll get more. And I can see that there's messages here, but I cannot see without my glasses to read them. I forgot to bring my glasses down, so I'll have to read those in a bit. We have more grapes here. I propagated all of these from when I pruned this spring. So hopefully they last the winter. But this side of the hill is really stony. I'm not holding out for too many. We also have another apple tree. This was just planted this year. I got this from my in-laws for my birthday. And that one is a Honeycrisp. And then another sour cherry tree. And 2 pear trees right here. Now, I did not know this, but these are Bartlett pears. And I didn't know that they needed another variety to pollinate because, no, sorry, these are sour cherries as well. But these are Bartlett trees right here. And I just couldn't understand why they wouldn't have any pears ever. And they're a nice sized tree. But apparently they need another pollinator. So if you have Bartlett, you need another variety. So I'm going to get maybe, I think Anjou is supposed to be good. I don't know what else. I'll have to look up what other variety. But yeah, so if you're not getting pears, that's the reason. It's because of that. So down here, these are all my beehives from last year. And like I said, they all died in the summer. But you can see we have bees. They're coming in to clean up the all the honey that was left over. So it almost looks like they're full, but they are not. And I'm just hoping that a swarm comes because we have everything they need. We have drawn comb. There's honey on the frames. We have lots of flowers and fruit in the orchard and vegetables to pollinate. And I have a little water source as well. So let's just hope we do. Oh, and this is another apple tree. This is a Macintosh, I believe. It was a heritage variety, so I didn't really know exactly what it was, but I think it's a Macintosh. So yeah, that's, oh, I'll show you my meadow. I call it my meadow. I originally left it because I wanted the bees to have lots of clover. So I left it so it would be a little refuge for birds and insects. So you can see all the grasses that just grew up. And my friend Richard gave me a bunch of native grasses to plant, so we planted them in here. I have some prairie smoke planted in there. What else? I put a serviceberry tree in there. So I hope it lasts. And we also put a birdhouse in there too. We have lots of birdhouses in the property. Little house wrens go in there. Oh, you hot, Chief? Hey, babe. You should go in your pool. Hey. Otis is laying in the shade. He won't, he's very emotional today. So there's my tour. I hope you enjoyed this. I just wanted to, I haven't been on here very much, so I just wanted to kind of show what we've been doing. And I'm gonna do a tour and put it on the channel. And then we can keep that and look back next year. Hey Otis, yeah, the heat is really doing him in. See, he's not even penned in here. And he just goes in. Hey bud, you hot? Yeah. I am boiling hot. I'm gonna go up and get a drink. And then I'm gonna come back down and do some weeding. And this evening I'll cut some grass. So thank you for joining me today. And I'm gonna look at those comments because I'll go up and get my glasses and read those. Thanks guys.